All wings report in. Rebel Battle Pack standing by. Hello everyone, it is Republic Studs, and today we are taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars set 8083, the HOTH Rebels Battle Pack. Now this set came out back in 2010 for $11.99 with 4 unique minifigures and a build that quite honestly looks like a Zamboni from an ice skating rink. For those who don't know what that is, here's a picture. Now tell me those two don't look the same. Anyway, in this set you're getting again your 4 figures like Zev Sineska. He is the Rebel pilot technically named. You're also getting 2 Hoth Rebel troopers and a Hoth Rebel officer. That's the guy with the awesome mustache. Now this was made to go alongside the Imperial Battle Pack, which came out around the same time, and since LEGO is doing a new Hoth Troopers minifigure pack, I wanted to buy this and compare it, so we're going to be doing that in a future video, but in the meantime I wanted to get a review out for this particular set. So with that said, I'm going to ask you all to smash the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and we're going to get right on in to the set. Also mind the helmet. So let's actually get into the time lapse. We're going to go build it right now. So first up, we are taking a look at the box art of these guys on HOTH. Now the funny thing about this box is it actually coincides well with the Snow Trooper Battle Pack, which we actually have a review up for if you want to check that out. But yeah, anyway, this is a pretty iconic battle pack. Now starting off, take a look at the top left corner. You will notice the LEGO Star Wars logo in red. That is iconic. You also do have the 3 clone troopers up there, which is epic. You also do get all the information. And the Build Your Army logo, which is, of course, classic to these types of sets. And if you flip that around, you get a perfect description of all the minifigures you get with their names and everything. And you also get, obviously, again, the battle packs, which are lined up on the back, which is cool. And it's the exact same print on here, just you're swapping out the minifigures. And I think that is all really neat and dandy. Now, this was also for the 30th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back movie. If you remember, we did recently have the 40th anniversary of that a couple of years ago. I believe that was 1 or 2 years ago. Now, here are the instructions, and my gosh, these are going to be, like, nostalgic for some people. Now, these came out back in 2010. Now, so I'm sure there's someone that's watching this video that was probably born after 2010, which is kind of crazy to think about, because like if someone was born after 2010, that would mean that they are now at least 11, which is kind of crazy to think about, that this set is older than probably some people watching this video. With that said, you get the minifigures again, same type of stuff that we saw on the back of the box art, and ooh, this is classic. Now here you get a look at the ARC 170 set. You get a look at the Tri-Fighter droid. You also get a look at the TIE Defender and the Freako Speeder. And ooh, that is a beautiful little poster of the ARC 170. I absolutely love that. That is fantastic. I miss when they put little posters in the instructions. And then, ooh, that is classic. You got that little Hoth set up here. You got the Endor bunker. You have the Venator. You have the Y-Wing. And you have the Separatist Centipede class shuttle. Also classic, of course, with the Screaming Wind Kid. Has anyone actually won this? I don't know. I'd be curious to hear. Does anyone know someone who won that? Please message me about it, because I'd be curious. Now, first up, we are taking a look at the LEGO Rebel Hoth Trooper minifigures. Now, these two are so boring and generic, in my opinion. They have the exact same face print, which is kind of disappointing. I think they probably could have swapped up the face prints. They're not clone troopers. I mean, they might be, probably not, though. But with the torso printing, I think they did a good job. Obviously, these are brand new minifigures, at least brand new to me. They don't have any double-sided face printing. I mean, why would you expect that? The torso printing, that all you're getting is this stuff on the front of the torso. You're getting a variety of blasters, which I will say is nice, but, you know, just kind of overall generic, boring minifigures. Nothing else to say other than that. Next up, we have the Hoth Officer minifigure. I like this guy a lot more. He has a very funny expression. Almost reminds me of like J. Jonah Jameson from the Marvel movies. That's kind of what that reminds me of. I love the torso print. I think they nailed it. It looks really cool, really classic and iconic. The mustache, ooh, that's just a killer. Nothing much different other than that about this guy, other than he comes with some white legs and some gray arms. I completely forgot to mention that they all do come with this special backpack mold, and that they also come with this little visor piece that you could put on either the top of their head or on their eyes, but I always thought it looks kind of goofy. And that's why I kind of always keep it on the top helmet, in my opinion. That's just kind of my thoughts, but if you like it on the eyes, go ahead for it. Now here is the Rebel pilot Zevzaneska. Now you could kind of just, like, in my own personal opinion, it's just a generic Rebel pilot. It doesn't have to have a name. I don't know why they named it. But either way, he is cool. You do get that generic kind of looking face. But they did that with most pilots back then. Even Luke's looked very generic. You couldn't tell it was Luke on its own. Comes with the generic torso print again. Nothing too exciting. He does get back printing, which is good. But, you know, again, nothing crazy cool. It's a Rebel pilot. That's all I really have to say about it. So here is the Rebel Zamboni. I literally have no idea what to call it other than that. Maybe a speeder. But yeah, so this is a very simple build. It's a very simple gliding technique. I mean, the set, again, only did come with a record 79 pieces, which is kind of pathetic for a Lego set, to be honest, and especially like this. And I will say I find it interesting. Now, first off, you do, of course, get the flick fire missiles like so, and we'll put that in a second. But first, I do, of course, want to put a Rebel pilot in a seat, and I never understood why they didn't make the Rebel pilot the guy piloting. He's the only pilot in the set. I guess you could arm it, like his arms don't really reach anything. And there's also that little hole right there. Now that is solely for blaster usage. They actually didn't even have one of the characters in the instructions holding a blaster because they wanted you to put it there, which I find quite interesting. Now, you guys know how these flick fires work. All you have to do is press them, and like so, they will shoot. Here we have the Rebel captain who has apparently ticked this pilot off, and all you have to do is go like this, and he gets knocked over. And it's very, very self-explanatory. You just load it back up like so. It's very nice. You also do get this red stud. I guess that could be resembling a control of some sort. And then you also do get this swivel turret on top. This is the main, I guess, weapon function that you get with this set. You could spin it around however you please. It almost goes 180 if you don't have a pilot there. And it also goes up and down to, I believe, a 90-degree angle, which is fantastic. Then you also do get this little crate in here. Now, you could open this and take this out entirely. You do get it. And I guess if you want to put in, say, a weapon like this Rebel soldier's gun, you could put that in there, and I think it'll fit with the gun and everything. It shouldn't cause too much of a harm. You could still move it around. I guess it's just a little bit of a nuisance, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It kind of works once it gets finagled in there, I guess. And that is the build. It is a very, very simple and, you know, generic build. I, however, really actually kind of appreciate it. It's not the worst build, and it's also not the best by a long shot. It's just kind of meh. And I think that's a great way to describe this whole set. And with that said, we're going to get into my thoughts section so that you know what I really think of this set. Now, this is quite an interesting set overall. Now, personally, I feel it is one of the most generic Lego sets, honestly, in my life. This one I've always kind of written off as one of the worst battle packs, not because it's inherently awful. The main reason I am not a fan of it is just because of how generic it is. The build is very boring, the minifigures are very boring. I find HOTH in general to be very oversaturated at this point, and I'm kind of sick of it, if I'm being honest, which doesn't bode well for, obviously, all the new sets coming out in relation to HOTH and all the ones that already have come out. And while I love the Battle of HOTH, its oversaturation kind of has led to its downfall, in my opinion. It's kind of made it way less of a climactic thing because it's always being plastered in front of you when, you know, you don't get to appreciate it as much as you're always seeing it. And overall, I mean, all the figures kind of look generic. They look like regular standard minifigures. There's nothing super special in detail. This is, of course, an older set, so you have to look at it, I guess, with that fine lens. But I am not good like that because I grew up in 2014, I believe the pinnacle, the best year of LEGO Star Wars, and it's only really kind of gone down from there. But for what this is, it is not an awful set, which is again why I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10, same as the Imperial one, which we reviewed a couple of weeks ago. You guys can actually check that out right here. With that said, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.